Good morning, and welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Julie Matheson, a licensed practitioner here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, and I'll be leading the meditation this morning. So let's just go ahead and take a deep breath and let ourselves arrive in space. Feel free to close your eyes and feel your feet on the ground. And just start with a nice deep out breath. Take in a nice, deep, luscious, I want to say nutritious breath. And again, just let it go. Let yourself feel that tingly skin feeling, that feeling in your skin where you're just focused on your aura for a minute. That space around your body that it's always there. It's like a little cloud. A little protective energy cloud around you all the time. It's always there. And just tune into that for a moment and just feel the quality of that. Is it still? Is it riled up a little? And then on your next in-breath, let's breathe out together. Nice and deep. And on that next breath, we're going to call back all your energy that might have gotten scattered on the way here this morning. Just call it back. So just say, come back to me, energy that I might have left out there somewhere. Come back home. Maybe something happened this week that took you by surprise, or something you had to focus on and deal with. Maybe a little bit of your energy got left there. And how you know that is it'll keep popping into your mind as something that maybe needs to be processed. So we're just going to call back our energy on that. Deep breath, come on back. This helps us remember our wholeness, that of course we're always whole, perfect and complete at all times. But it's just a nice little exercise to let us know that, you know? So another out breath. Maybe let your shoulders drop. Let your legs be soft on the seat. And on that in-breath, I call back any part of myself that might have gotten scattered, any part that might have been afraid, intimidated, didn't know what to do. Just call it back. Whatever it was, I know you did the best you could. And now this is the time when we just remember that we're whole. So I'd like you to go for a little walk with me this morning. I'd like for you to imagine a beautiful path. And it's just got these gentle curves to it. Somebody has so lovingly placed these little cantaloupe-sized rocks, stones, on either side. It's a pretty wide path. It's a very gracious and generous path. It's just got these slightest little curves to it. It's just so welcoming, and it's just calling you to walk down it. And there's just other side are these grasses, these tall green grasses, and these sweet little pink flowers that just opened. So delicate, so innocent. And we're just gonna walk down this path. There's like little golden pebbles on it. They kind of crunch into your feet a little. And still breathing. So beautiful, so peaceful. There's some birds chirping. And now we're gonna, oh my gosh, there's this beautiful pond. And it's a lake. And somebody has placed some beautiful stones around that pond as well. Many of them. And each one has been blessed with a prayer. Each stone has been graced. And you can feel it. You can feel that there's something special about this place. It's so still, quiet. And go ahead and take another deep breath and let it go. The water is very reflective. It's like it's interesting. You can see it's so clear. The water is so pure. And you can see down in, you can see there are little fish, little minnows. And you can see them, but at the same time, it's kind of a mirror top. And just imagine that we're able to, even if you normally can't, but let's say we can kneel down. There's a soft place where we can kneel down. There's maybe a grassy sandy spot, but super welcoming. We can kneel into the water, and you just put your hands in and just scoop up some of that water. And you splash it on your face. And there's something so magical about it. And you know instantly this is the water of all possibility, and it's also neutrality. And that you can come to it with anything. Somehow you know this water is no different than you. It's a part of you. It's a mirror of that place in you where there's stillness and wide open possibility, in that place of neutrality where you can be creative, where you can dream and make wishes and solve problems, find solutions. So you scoop up some of this magic water and you just splash it on your face again, and you can't help but smile. It just feels so good. It's such clear, pure water. So nurturing. So we're just going to go into a space of no talking for a minute from me, and you can imagine what you want to do with this water. What you need from it. And I'll just leave you with this water, and I'll come back and get you in a few minutes. And so just taking another deep breath together. And maybe standing up from the pond and just, it's time to bid it farewell. It's always there though, you can always come back to it. It's always there in your mind and heart, this beautiful lake, this clear, pure, neutral place to come to. Just take a rest and connect with what you really need and want. Another deep breath. Let it go. Thank you, lake. Thank you, stones. Thank you, sky. Thank you, Earth. And thank you for this time together. And just another deep breath and coming back, walking back up the path. And out into the opening and back into this room. Thank you for joining us this morning before the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living meditation. Our service will begin at 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Wolcott, and I am a licensed religious science practitioner, and I'll be sharing this morning's announcements. A huge thank you to everyone joining us today in person and on our Facebook page for meditation and Sunday celebration. We are so glad that you're with us today. Don't forget, today from 12 to 3 p.m., right out here in our parking lot, we are hosting a mini food truck festival along with the University Lodge. And this is a fundraiser. We have 4 different vendors or food trucks with cuisines to please everyone. So please stay and join us for lunch today. If you want to facilitate a workshop on a Sunday afternoon, complete a 2022 CCSL workshop request form. It is available in the e-newsletter, or you can contact the office. We would love to have you share your talents with our community. Schedule your Divine Dining event today. If you are interested in hosting to support the center, forms are in the e-newsletter, or again, you can call the office. Also, our drumming circle and labyrinth walk will be rescheduled in October, and our holiday craft and bake sale is back this year, and it will be the first Sunday in December, so mark your calendars for that. Also mark your calendars for a Divine Dining event, Dessert with the Presidents, which will be on Saturday, September 10th. This event is hosted by Carla Powell and Tom Demko. You can sign up today to attend since seating is limited. And for those online, you can see your recent e-newsletter or the event on our Facebook page to register, and you can pay online or contact the office. We have 2 convenient ways for you to donate to CCSL. We have a new web giving link and a text to give number. These are both on the slide, and you can access them from your latest e-newsletter. So with all this e-newsletter information, are you getting the monthly e-newsletter? It's full of important information about CCSL. And if you're not receiving it, please leave your information with Julie. She's right outside these doors before leaving today, and we will make sure you start to receive that. If you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners. You can request prayer on our Facebook page or from our website, which is columbuscsl.org. And today after service, our practitioners will be right outside these doors in the ante room to pray with you. And then we do have a public service announcement from Kristen Pierce today. So Kristen.
I love it. I get a round of applause just to walk up here. So we have a class starting this week. It is a meditation sampler class. So the most common reason I hear from people that say, no, I don't think I need to take that, is I've already taken a meditation class. But this is a sampler class. 8 weeks, 8 different styles of meditation. There'll be a visual meditation, and an auditory meditation, and a movement meditation. So different styles of meditation every week. And just like we here at Center for Spiritual Living, we believe in trying things out before we believe that they work. It's the same with meditation class. Any one meditation isn't right for everybody. So try. We'll try it for ourselves. You'll hear what other people experience. You'll have a chance to share what you experience, and maybe you'll find something cool and new for you. And it's a hybrid class in terms of you can come to my house in Northeast Columbus live, or you can come in via Zoom. I'm set up to accommodate both and have you feel like part of the community. So please come. You can sign up on the table outside. Again, it's 8 weeks. It's $205. You get a workbook. It'll be fun. All right. Thank you. See you soon.
And that is our news for today. So let's all stand and sing our opening song, One Big Family.
See the light in everybody you meet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupoulos, and it is my honor to welcome you all here this morning. We are an inclusive organization. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, no matter how you identify in the world, you are welcome here, and we celebrate you exactly as you are. Hello to all of our online watchers this morning. Please feel free to share our live stream to your own Facebook page. We are glad that you are here with us virtually. If you are watching at a later time, we are glad to have you as well. We will be uploading this service later to our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. So now please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science mind principles as our compass. So I'd like to thank our practitioner, Julie Matheson, for the meditation today. Thank you, Julie. Also, thank you for holding High Watch for our service today. That's just a state where she kind of creates a container for us to go deeper within ourselves to hear the message and to experience service. Now I'd like to reintroduce Kristen Wilcock.
Right, that's very reinforcing. We now begin our sacred service with the ringing of the bowls. A reading from Mahatma Gandhi. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Now let the music take us within for a few moments.
With every step, with every
knows there is only one life, and that life is whole, perfect, and complete. It is enfolded in boundless nature. It is love creating itself from itself, giving to creation in each moment as the body, mind, and spirit of all life. It is the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, everywhere present. Infinite potential, infinite power, always acting on behalf of its creation. It brings the invisible into form. And I know that I am made from this one source. And each and every person here, and each and every person and being in the world is made from this one source. Brought into being on purpose through the power of love. I am a place where God shows up. This is true for me, and it is true of all life. I am inseparable from this one life, a part of this everywhere present divine substance. With this understanding, I affirm this prayer for myself. I accept a deepening connection to life through my daily activities. I slow down and allow the loving presence of God to express through patience and appreciation for myself and others and the world around me. I forgive and I support more easily. I am confident in my ability and others' ability to grow and navigate however life shows up. I remember that when I affirm and move towards my greatest good, all benefit. We all benefit through our innate connection with the one, with the divine. I celebrate this presence of spirit in, around, and through me and each of us. I accept this truth with a grateful heart. It is already done and known in the word before it is spoken. I let go and I let God, and so it is.
Good morning. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is part of an international organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, and so we have the opportunity as individual centers to use the themes, the annual themes, the monthly themes, the weekly themes. And here at CSL, we choose to do that, CCSL, we choose to do that. So we use the themes that are given from central office. And this month's theme has been Living Everyday Wonder in Nature. So if you were to go to a different Center for Spiritual Living or to watch one online, you might hear something that's very similar to the message that you'll hear today. So our topic today is naturally divine. And like we heard from Kristen when she gave her prayer, one of the themes, one of the principles that we talk about and we practice and we teach in CSL is that there is only one. There's only one God, there's only one spirit, only one mind, only one energy. No matter what you want to call it, there's only one. Sometimes I like to think about it as it doesn't matter what road you take to get to the top of the mountain, whether you take Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism. They're just different roads to the same thing. That's what we teach and believe, that there is only one and that it is God. And God is in, through, and around all of us all the time. So this one gets individualized as each and every one of us. So we are a unique individualization of the one, and yet we share 99.9% of our DNA. So if we look at humans from the perspective of biology and genetics, different members of the same species have almost identical DNA. Like I said, the DNA in our genes is 99.9% the same as the DNA of every other human being. So, this means that the common genetic structure, members of the same species, humans, are born with a variety of behaviors that come naturally to us. And defining these characteristics, the defining characteristics of our species are unique and individualized to us, even though we share that 99.9% DNA. So, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, so God is everywhere in all of us. That's that 99.9%. And I think it's like the other 0.1% that makes us unique and individualized. So, as we look around our world and as we look into like our relationships, whether it's our job or our families, we all have this unique perspective. We all have our unique calling. We all have our own uniqueness. And how do we know what is ours to do? And I think that that's where we talk about spiritual practice. Meditation, like Julie gave us this morning, when we sit in meditation, the idea here is to separate our own human thoughts from that divine within us. Because our human brain creates thoughts. As much as our arm moves this way, our brain creates thoughts. I used to have a friend that would say, I never go into my own mind without a friend and a flashlight. So the idea of meditation is to sit and to allow those thoughts that are created, which are naturally created, because that's what the brain does, allows us to let go of those. I think sometimes people think when they do meditation that you're not going to have a thought, and that is impossible. But there could be space in between those thoughts. But when we sit and we meditate and we practice letting go of those thoughts, the way I like to think about it is it allows me to come back into my body. Allows me to stop and pause and slow down, like Kristen said today in her prayer. Pause and slow down to listen to that small, still voice. Because we all have that small, still voice within us that is the divine, that is expressing life through each and every one of us. And life is forward moving. Life will create upon itself. So we are always creating from within. And I think the key and the trick is to know the difference between what is that divine inclination or that divine movement versus our conditioning from the culture to acquire more, to have more, to prove ourselves. Because God, the way we see God, it is not about proving anything. And it's not about doing anything. I have to remind myself of this. We are not human doings. We are human beings. And human beings, as a unique expression of God, we can actually take that idea of being and create an affirmation as in, I am peace, or I am love, which is it's different than I am going to do peace, or I'm going to do things that have love in them. It's about a state of consciousness. That consciousness of expressing the God qualities. And I like to think of the 7 God qualities that Thomas Troward, who our founder Ernest Holmes studied. Thomas Troward said that God is love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. So when we think about going through our lives, I think about, am I living those God qualities? Am I being those God qualities? Am I taking my time to do my spiritual practice, to meditate, to pray, to be that open vessel that I have come here to be? And sometimes yes, and sometimes I forget. Like we all forget. So I got an email this week, and it was it's an inspirational kind of email. And it said, think about 5 years ago. So this is August of 22. Think back to August of 2017, 5 years ago. We all have hopes and dreams. Think about what your hopes and dreams were 5 years ago. And sometimes we talk about different aspects of our lives, so maybe think about it health-wise, relationships, spirituality, finances, and career. So just take a moment. If you want, you can close your eyes. Go back in time 5 years ago. Think about what your hopes and your dreams were. Think about what that still small voice within you was urging you to do or to be. Now, fast forward to today, August 2022. Think about where you are in those aspects. Are you where you wanted to be 5 years ago? Maybe in some aspects, maybe in all aspects, maybe in none. What is God calling you to do, to be? And then fast forward to 2027, in 5 years. Think about where you want to be in 5 years compared to where you are now, compared to where you were 5 years ago. What is it that the divine wants to express through you uniquely and individually? So if your eyes are still closed, I invite you to open them back up when you're ready. setting those intentions, and even that intention to be open, to be the vessel. Think about in 5 years, what is it that you want to be? So when I was thinking about this month of living everyday wonder and nature, a couple weeks ago we talked about water. Today I wanted to talk about our unique individuality. And in our Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes tells us, there is that within each individual which partakes of the nature of the universal wholeness, and insofar as it operates, is God. That is the meaning of the word Emmanuel, the meaning of the word Christ. There is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are the divine. That's from Ernest Holmes. We are the divine. We are the way that God looks back at itself. And when we look at others and we're with others, we are literally with the divine. And yet the divine is here and beyond. So then I started thinking, our movement, Science of Mind movement, started in, some people call it ancient wisdom, new thought, ancient wisdom. But when Ernest Holmes, our founder, I was thinking about him and I was thinking about our nature. And what I like to do, at least for me, is to go back to the basics, to go back to the fundamentals. So Ernest Holmes gave us our Declaration of Principles, gave us the basic foundation for Science of Mind. And the first thing that he says is that there is only one God. He says, I believe in God, the living, almighty, one, indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in, through all creation, but it is not absorbed by its creation. And the manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. So we've talked about this before. One of the things I try to do with this philosophy is, to get it from my head into my body and into my life. So, this is another thing I think about too. What if what we teach, practice, and believe here, what if we actually act as if it were true? So, if we were to act as if this were true, that God is in everything and everywhere, and that God gives us that little nudge, that 5 years ago, God was saying to me, Amy, clean that basement. And guess what, 5 years later, it's still going, clean the basement, organize the basement. And by golly, I'm hoping not to stand up here in 5 years going. Instead, in 5 years, saying, dang, that basement is really organized. Whatever it is for you, just step out in that faith, step out in that trust, knowing that we are always supported, that we always draw to us, maybe not what we need, but what we believe we deserve. So, I encourage you to think about the power that created the heavens and the earth is that same power that exists in us. Think about that. Feel into that. What if that were absolutely true? That the power that created the heavens and the earth is the same power that is within us. It's the same power that we can count on to move through us to create the life that we want to live, or to continue to create the life that we are living. And what if it were also true that we are the expression of the divine and that everyone else is too? And what if it were really, really true that those qualities of God are our qualities? Love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. So the call to action today is to live from that place. To live from that place, that small, still voice. To live from that place that is encouraging and desiring to be all that you can be. So, do you believe this is true? Do you believe that you can live from this place more deeply, more freely, more confidently this week? Just today, or maybe just today. If you Google Science of Mind Declaration of Principles, it will come up with a whole list of principles, and I just read you the one. I would encourage you to look at this document. Look at it, read it, think about it, integrate it. And if there is something within you that pushes back against any of those principles, that's good information. You could sit with that. You could call a practitioner and talk to a practitioner about that. But notice what that brings up in you. So, this week, think about where you're going to be in 5 years. Think about living from that place of beingness, of being love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. And think about staying after service because we have food trucks. So please join me as I speak a prayer to close out this service, or this part of this service. From this place of oneness, this place of allness, this place of love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, abundance, from that Emmanuel within each and every one of us. That is that 99.9% DNA. And what I know is that God is right here, right now, guiding, guarding, and directing my thoughts, my words, my actions. My beingness is the beingness of God. And what's true for me is also true for everyone hearing my voice, is that we are the way God looks back at itself, and it says, with you, I am well pleased. So I speak a word of joy, of abundance, of health, of well-being, and of guidance for each and every one of us, knowing all is well, and all shall be well. So So I release this prayer treatment into the law that always says yes. Knowing that it is done, I let it go. And please join with me in saying, so it is.
I live in the land of plenty. I live in the land of peace. I live in the land of plenty. I live in the land of
So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to consciously contribute to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. We are honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually. We appreciate your gifts, your tithes, your donations, and your pledges. They are important because they help us to fulfill our vision to create a world that works for everyone. And as we engage in the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source, and we are simply circulating Spirit's energy in the form of giving and receiving. So if you'd like to use the square this morning, Margie has the square back there. And I would encourage you, if you have your gift, sometimes we like to take our gift and put it over our heart. If you've given electronically, I invite you to rub your hands together, feel that energy. It's all the same energy. Put it over your heart. And as the basket goes by, if you've already given or if you cannot give, put your hand over the top of the basket and just give it a little love, love, love. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
And as we witness this law of circulation, join us in singing, God is my source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Joy gives me everything I need. Joy gives me everything I need.
Oh, goodness. God is our source. So join me in this prayer for abundance and prosperity. Right here and right now, we recognize the infinite source of all that is. The gifts of your love amplify the infinite good that expresses through each one of you and expresses as Columbus CSL. So I bless the gifts, I bless the givers, knowing that they go forth and multiply. And for that, we are so grateful. And together we sing.
And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So I'd like to thank the practitioners this morning, Julie Matheson for the meditation, and thank you, Kristen Wilcox, for being on the platform with me today. A big thank you to our center band, Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Caracas on bass. Thank you, Julie Colburn, for being our service coordinator. Thanks to Dave Scarborough for live streaming to Facebook. Thank you to Debbie Conkle for doing our slides this morning. Thank you to our song leaders, Joey Bauman and Wayne Carter, for being here this morning. And thank you to all of the other volunteers to help create this sacred space for our sacred service and celebration this morning.
Thanks, Amy, for the talk.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you all for being here this morning, whether you're here in person or whether you're here joining us virtually. You are invited back next week or to watch us next week and each and every week after that. If you are joining us for the first time today, you are welcome here. We would love to give you a welcome packet with our information. Julie has some back there. If you would like us to send you an information packet, please send us a Facebook message. So remember, we have food trucks. Did I mention food trucks? I think I'm hungry. We have 4 food trucks coming. So please, Margie.
They open at noon, so you can visit in the community room before then, but they'll be open around noon.
Around noon, and it's 11:15. Thank you. All right, please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
So please stand up and join us in singing each and every day. 1, 2, 3, 4.